Our friend Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's former personal attorney, he seems to be putting his foot down and saying, hey, guys, either indict Trump or I'm out and I'm going to stop cooperating. And I have to tell you, I sympathize with Michael Cohen 100%. So let's go through what's going on. There's a good Daily Beast piece called Manhattan DA's Star Witness, Indict Trump Now or I'm Out. The piece is by Jose Pagliari, and it reads, if Manhattan prosecutors don't indict former President Donald Trump with the grand jury they've got in the next 9 days, the key witness investigators used to build their entire case says he won't help revive it in the future. They're talking, of course, about Michael Cohen, the New York lawyer Trump used for years as his family company's trusted consigliere. Told the Daily Beast he's already wasted too much of his time on a case that slowly and then suddenly doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Prosecutors only have until the current grand jury's term expires on April 30 to issue charges, at which point they must ask jurors who have already done this for 6 months to continue hearing evidence or call the whole thing off and awkwardly make the entire presentation all over again for another 23 jurors. If this grand jury is let go, Cohen won't play ball. Asked if he'd be willing to sit down again with investigators or testify at a future trial against Trump, Cohen responded with utter exasperation. No, I've spent countless hours, 15 sessions, including 3 while incarcerated. I provided thousands of documents, which coupled with my testimony would have been a valid basis for an indictment and charge. The fact that they have not done so despite all of this, I'm not interested in any further investment of my time. I have to tell you, this makes perfect sense. Now, some people are mad at Michael Cohen saying, wait a second, you have the knowledge, you have the information. Hell, you're the one who actually was found guilty of crimes related to doing Trump's bidding. And now you're going to bail. But this makes 100% sense to me. Remember, we have now learned about the resignation of investigators in an investigation into Donald Trump. Why did the investigators resign? They resigned because they saw that there was enough evidence not only to charge Trump, but they felt to clearly get convictions. And yet it didn't seem to them like there was actually any political interest in bringing forth charges against Donald Trump. Why are you sitting around doing this type of work if it's not going to go anywhere? There's a torture technique and or it's just a way to kind of make people exasperated. Right. And we've heard about this, like when we talk about hard labor in prison over time in history. Sometimes one thing that was done is you just have people break rocks and then move them back. And knowing that what you're doing is going to go absolutely nowhere is absolutely demoralizing. And so I understand the investigators saying, what, are we just doing this for fun? Is this just an academic exercise? Because there seems to be no willingness to actually charge Donald Trump. They resigned. And Michael Cohen seems to be feeling something pretty similar. I've given you everything. I testified while incarcerated. I've provided documents. Hell, I got in trouble for the stuff that Trump directed me to do, which was against the law. And it's going nowhere. And the grand jury is set to end on April 30th. So this is very clearly one of the most blatant political non-prosecutions that I've seen in the world of, national American politics. Cohen is at this point understandably exasperated. Multiple people around Trump have gone to prison for crimes they did either for or in coordination with Trump. We've had multiple investigations. What are we doing? We've seen campaign finance violations. We've seen obstruction. We've seen the removal and mishandling of classified documents. We arguably have seen election fraud conspiracy at minimum in the state of Georgia. And these are just the obvious ones. Let's not even talk about the multiple conspiracies elsewhere. The rest of America, I think, is now seeing the disenfranchisement that so many groups have felt for a long time, right? I mean, the non-rich know about the two justice systems. Minorities know about being treated in a particular way by police. Jews and Muslims know about religious discrimination. Remember, in the United States, when we look at religious hate crimes, it's Jews and Muslims that are primarily targeted. We now are all seeing exactly how this plays out. Wait, so he gets treated one way and everybody else gets treated a different way. Yep, that's exactly what's going on. So I, as much as the next guy, would want to see charges brought, But I understand why Michael Cohen is putting his foot down. How much more of his life has to be devoted to testifying and giving evidence and having lawyers himself, remember, when it's not even clear that there's really a willingness to bring charges. So we'll see what happens. There's 3 more days until this grand jury is done, and then we'll see what happens after that. As many of you know, I'm a busy person. I don't always have the exact correct nutritional plan for my meals every single day. And that's why I also take a multivitamin and a couple of supplements. But doing them all separately can be a little bit time consuming, which is why Athletic Greens is just fantastic. And they're one of our sponsors. I've been using the Athletic Greens since last year. It just really simplifies nutrition. I just do a scoop of the AG1 and I'm getting 75 high quality vitamins and minerals and my probiotics, and it's all from whole food sources. I drink it in the morning. I know I'm good. I don't have to be messing around with different pills and supplements or whatever, or spend time planning what time of day do I need to take each one. I just get it all with one scoop. You can put it in a smoothie. You can drink it straight. It tastes great. And then I'm just good for the day. It supports gut health, and I'm getting everything that I need and I'm looking for. Athletic Greens is giving my audience a free 1-year supply of vitamin D plus 5 free travel packs when you go to athleticgreens.com/Pacman, and the link is down below.